Okay, so now let's make this test a little bit more robust. Let's say that you, the player U, is going to lose a life again. So let's use our message passing operator U dot, and then lose life again, open close parentheses, semicolon, and then, alright, if we went from 3 to 2, it would make sense maybe that we could assert that U's lives are going to be 1 now. So it seems like we're going down by 1 every time. So we could assert that U.lives is, comma is, open parenthesis 1, semicolon. Okay? Let's save and then let's run. Oh, okay. We failed again. So we expected that we were going to have 1 life here, but we actually ended up having 2 lives. So that's weird. So it seems like our lose life method is not working quite the way we want to. So now is a good opportunity to demonstrate the debugger. Okay? So if you look on the side of Eclipse, we're going to insert what's called a breakpoint by double-clicking in this blue here. So let's go right even with this here, player U equals new player. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to do this bug guy up here, debug, drop down arrow, debug as JUnit test, and here we go. You shouldn't have that screen. Here we go. It wants to say that we have a perspective switch, so we want to say yes. Okay, so what is going on here? Alright, so what we've got here is this green line is what is happening right now. Okay, so this is where we are in the code. We are at making a new player. Okay, with these arrows up here, the step over, step into are the ones we're going to use the most. We can step through line by line and see what's happening. Okay, so with a step over, we can click and go to the next line. Okay, look. Now under this variables tab, we actually made a new variable here when we made a new player. Here he is, U. He has 3 lives because players were initialized with 3 lives, looks like. Okay, that's good. That's good. That makes sense. Alright, so now next step is to assert that U.lives is 3. If it doesn't stop there, then that means it passed. Okay, so now we could say U.loseLife. Okay, so what's happening here is that we're about to call a method. So the control is about to jump into the loseLife method in the player class. We can see how that control flow shifts by going into it with a step into. So here we go. If we go inside this, we have lives is 3. So we can see the property lives is 3 for this particular player. Okay? So now, here we are on lose life. Notice how we went from here in player test, we called u.loseLife, and then we went to player.loseLife. If we did control click, we could see that that would have happened. Okay? So then, what happens is, now we can do a step over, and look! Did you see that? The value of lives just changed from 3 to 2. Okay, so there we go. And then when we get to the end of this curly brace, then the Java is going to jump back to where we called the method. Okay, so we did what's called a method call. We went from here in the test to the loseLife method, executed everything in the loseLife method, and then we went back to the test where we got called. Okay, so now we make the assertion, and that succeeded. Okay, so now let's just think about what's happening here. We've got a player. He's lost 1 life, so his lives are now 2. Okay. Now we're going to call the lose life method again. We're going to jump from the test to the lose life method, do whatever is in there, and then come back. Okay, so here we go. Lose life. Okay, so here now see that our lives currently are 2. They were 3, then we called lose life, and then now they're 2. And so now what we're expecting is that our lives should go down again to 1. But let's see if that happens when we step over. No, it's not happening. Our lives are 2. Interesting. Okay, so there we go. That seems to be the bug. The lose life method is not actually losing life, it's just making the lives be equal to 2. So we'll have to fix that. But now we know that this is going to fail, so let's just do this green arrow up here, resume, that'll just let it carry out and finish. Okay? Alright, so then to go back to the Java perspective, we switch the debug, we want to go open perspective, just plain Java, default. And there we are, we failed. And now we know why it failed.